friendship with Steve was about spiritual books, and it was about Zen meditation and miracle stories of gurus. What I didn't see in Steve is that he was secretly very ambitious. I never saw that in him. When Apple first started, Steve and I and Steve's girlfriend, Chris Ann, all lived in a house together.
Yeah.
And Chris Ann wanted to get back together because Steve was her high school boyfriend. And Steve was not interested anymore in her particularly because he was busy being a successful entrepreneur.
Okay.
But Chris Ann told me once that in high school, Steve had told her that he was going to be rich and famous. And I said, "What? Are you kidding?" I didn't even believe it. It was a very surprising thing to hear because the majority of the topics that Steve and I talked about had to do with not having an ego and not being attached to material things and not being attached to success. And of course, in both Hinduism and Buddhism, there's a big theme that you have to let go of all your attachments to have spiritual growth. Okay? And what you have to say is Steve was very attached to being successful. What he did say is that when he had found out that he was adopted, it was a big issue for him emotionally. And if you read the biography of Steve Jobs, there was a time when he was in third grade or second grade when he told the girl next door that he was adopted, and she said, "Oh, that means your parents didn't love you." I know Steve's adopted parents. They were very warm, kind people. It's not true that he didn't have a loving family. But because of that incident, he had a feeling that he had to prove himself to the world because he had been given up for adoption. And that was a big psychological issue for him. I think that's what made him so ambitious.